Good morning. It's Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. It's 3 o'clock a.m. I'm on my way to our meetup spot. We have a morning ride that's 2 hours. Then we have a full workout. Then a 20-minute run. When things start to happen in life, whether they're good or they're bad, or just when things outside the ordinary start to happen, we're going to have one or two reactions. One is good, one is bad. And sometimes good things that happen to us we take as bad. Or sometimes when good things happen to us, we have a tendency to self-destruct. I remember the first time I heard, and it was, I think, I can't think of the name of the book, but I remember reading it, and it was the first time I had ever been introduced to levels of happiness. And what I mean by levels of happiness, that somebody actually has a level of happiness, meaning there's so much that you can take on before you actually start to explode, or you start to do things to set yourself up or set yourself back. And they were given examples of how you can have levels of happiness and then have to feel the need to do something disruptive. And one was like, if you got a raise at your job, then you would go to the casino and you'd end up gambling and losing, the money you just made, Or if you've been having a good week with your wife or your husband or your spouse and everything was going good, and then you pick a fight over who didn't put the toilet seat down or something stupid like that in order to disrupt that level of happiness. I mean, I didn't even know that it was possible to feel like you could only take on so much happiness before you started feeling guilty. Like, ooh, this is too much. Like when the kids are running around the house and they're laughing and joking and they're having a good time, and you start yelling at them to stop it, be quiet, sit down. It's because you've hit your ceiling of happiness. You've hit the ceiling of happiness. And rather than recognizing that, most of us don't recognize it. They just assume that there's only so much happiness that we should have, or we're allowed to have, before we need to come back down to reality that life sucks. And that's not true. Yesterday I was sitting at the house. I had finished my last appointment. And I forgot what Silas was doing something. And we have one of those little where you can say, hey Google, and it starts playing stuff. And he had this song playing. And him and Sanaya were just running in circles, singing the song and dancing in complete happiness. I mean, complete happiness. And the old me would have probably said, turn that shit off. Probably not like that. Turn it off. I don't want to listen to that. Sit down. Find something else to do. Because you're going to break something. And I just sat there and I just understood their kids. And they need the freedom to express themselves. And I need to see that. And not rob them of their happiness, their joy. Their carefree, childlike exploits. I need to let them be. And you know what? All hell didn't break loose. The end of the world didn't come. Maybe a pitcher was knocked over. But I need my children to understand there's not a level of happiness that you have to come down from. You can stay happy as long as you want. I think a lot of us adults need to understand that and learn that. Because life is entirely too short to be playing this on and off game with our emotions and our feelings and how we see life. It's too short.